Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to North Reef City here on City Skylines. Before we get into the episode properly, look, Reef Square now has trees, which is very nice, very lovely. This area of the city actually gets renamed next episode. Reef Square Park remains Reef Square Park, but the actual district of Reef Square gets completely renamed, which I'm very happy and excited about. So we start off today then with a bus line. Now this bus line connects what is currently called Reef Square up to the new residential area that we built last episode, which I always forget the name of. Is it like Upper Winthrop or something like that, I think it's called, or Wintop? I can't remember. It's a game generated name. If I'd made it myself, I would remember it off by heart, but because it's a game generated one, I forget. But yeah, it connects up quite a few of the key areas along this part of the city here. I love how it goes around those roundabouts as well, by the way. Pathfinding top notch. And I just think it'll be a heavily used transport link throughout this part of the city, which I'm very, very happy about. It does highlight a couple of things, including this section here. See the way the bus returns back to back to the original stop. I think I do leave that as is for now, but that is something I picked up on and something that bothered me. In fact, do I upgrade? Something tells me I might upgrade this road to have bus lanes. Yes, I do. There you go. And that fixes that problem. But yeah, today's episode is all about transport. I haven't come up with a title for this episode yet, but I'm pretty sure the title will give away as to what this episode is actually about. But it is to do with transport. So you can see we've upgraded this section here to have bus lanes. We're connecting all these roads up again. It's all very nice, very lovely. And the next thing we're going to be doing in this episode is building a railway connection between the outer city connection at Little, whatever it's called, and Reef Square. Actually going to the station directly above the park itself. And then we start working on some light rail. Now, the way I've built the light rail into the city here, you'll notice that it has its own dedicated stop at Reef Square. I think I used the mod incorrectly. So you'll see I use, I think it's called Touch This, to replace the station track at another station along the route. Excuse me just one second while I move my microphone up as well, because I seem to be hunched in my chair just talking into the microphone, which seems a bit stupid. I've also got a frog in my throat as well, so that happens a lot. I use my voice a lot, so you can kind of understand why. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I used Touch This to change the station track to light rail at another station, which you'll see me build shortly. And I tried to do the same thing with the creator pack station. I don't know whether I messed something up or whether I just didn't click the right thing, or whether or not it's actually compatible, whether these stations are compatible or not. I have managed to use it somewhere else. I think this is next episode, so I won't give too much away, but I built another ferry terminal with a bus depot attached and changed the road that connects them together. And I think that worked, but I used a different, like I didn't know what I was doing with Touch This, because it's been updated a lot since I last used it properly in New Guard City. And I think I've only just got to grips with it now. So I'll go back and have another play. So that the light rail station at Reef Square might change, is what I'm trying to say. Because right now it's a bit out of the way. And I wanted to actually integrate it into the main part of the station. Where that would be, I haven't worked out yet. But I've got some ideas. So we will see. But yeah, I think it will work. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Yeah, just a couple of other little bits and pieces here as well. Getting the node connections here, trying to build it like the diverging diamond intersection. I've got serious traffic issues now. I actually do something in next episode that causes a huge amount of traffic, more traffic than I've ever seen in my entire life. So dealing with that is going to be another nice little conundrum as well. Oh yeah, one other thing that we do this episode is we build a new part of the industrial. So you'll see at the bottom of the screen, I've got the unlimited demand mod now, which isn't very realistic, I'll admit. The actual reason I brought it in was just to give an excuse for this new suburban area to actually grow, to actually have buildings placed and things like that. You could argue it worked too well, because immediately now we have just buildings springing up everywhere. But yeah, I needed to have some more industrial, because the commercial was starting to complain that there weren't enough goods to sell. This game it really likes to stick it where it hurts. So sometimes you get it complain that there's not enough goods to sell. Meanwhile, you have your industrial complaining that there's not enough places to sell goods too. Yeah, it's just, that's City Skylines for you. If you're new to the game and you're wondering what the hell's going on there, that's just City Skylines for you. So Newmarket is now, I guess, twice the size, mostly twice the size. It does still need to be renamed, because again, I don't want to insult the people of Newmarket. It's a lovely town. So I've been there a few times before, not had any complaints. Very, very nice. Nice Weatherspoons there as well. Not sponsored. So I wanted some more ways for people to get in and out of this industrial area. So you see I add a couple of extra streets here. I tried to... So this is not the nicest part of town. I think you can work that out yourself. You know, we've got industries right here. Pollution is going to be pretty high. It doesn't even matter if it's just warehouse space. This game just has, if it's industrial, it's pollution, which I don't think is very realistic myself, but you know, what can you do? I tried to build a little barrier between the two as well, but I don't think that's going to do much. Land value over here is going to be shockingly low. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. Connecting up all the roads then. I don't think I needed to actually do anything with that node with the lane connector, but I did it anyway because I thought, screw it, why not? Now these streets here at the top, this is actually very, very important to the light rail project, believe it or not. Sounds weird to say that, but we do actually end up using that for the first light rail connection. We actually build our first light rail line in this episode. It runs from here down into the city centre where that big metro plaza is. It doesn't run past that, obviously. It also runs past the arena entrance, and it connects up to a new interchange that I'll be building shortly. I love this as well, this part of the street. It's the main road. There's no buildings or anything on it. I might change that actually and put some buildings on it. But I built a little crossroads here. And I actually did a traffic light controlled pedestrian crossing, which is something I've never done in this game before. But I love it. So look, I've got green lights there, and then every so often turns red and people can cross the road. I think it's great. I think I stood and watched it for a little bit just to make sure it worked. There we go. People cross the road. It works. I love it. It's brilliant. I love the mod, the fact that you can do something like that. I think it's brilliant. I keep saying that, but it is brilliant. Let's be honest. I'll put a little dog park or playground or whatever that is there as well, just to justify having some bus stops there. Really, it's to serve the residential area, but still. Tinkered with the station here, made sure that only trains that can fit actually arrive. Went over to the arena for some reason. I can't remember what I was doing here. I think I was just checking to see if the team had won. We've only won one game. We played 4 and we've lost 3 of them. The 5th one was cancelled. Not the best. And yeah, at this point I'm surveying the route. So, as I said, I wanted to build a rail connection first. Eventually we will build a central railway station within the city centre. We're getting close to that stage now. Again, I'm 2 episodes ahead at this point, so I know what happens next week. But for those who don't want spoilers, I'd suggest you cover your ears for a second. But next week we build some more of downtown, and as part of that, we end up building a I've forgotten every word I was about to say in the English language, which is great. Yeah, we end up building a huge extension to downtown. That's what I was trying to say. And from that, we're going to end up building the central railway station. And from there, we'll end up building all the outwards connections. Now, I want the railway station to be on a light rail line, but it's not going to be on the one we're building today. I'm kind of going with a philosophy that I have used before, where it's to do with shared infrastructure. So if you think in London, you've got the subsurface line, Circle, Hammersmith and City, Metropolitan and District. And there's a point where... there's always a point in the centre of the city where at least 2 lines share the same track. So between Aldgate and Baker Street, you've got the Circle, Hammersmith and City and Metropolitan sharing lines. Between Baker Street and Hammersmith, you've got the Circle and Hammersmith and City. Between Aldgate East and, I want to say Barking, you've got the Hammersmith and City and District. And then along the southern end from Aldgate to, I think it's St James's Park or somewhere like Kensington High Street. In fact, even Edgware Road. You've got, not Edgware Road. They are different. You've got the Circle and the District sharing tracks. And our light rail system is going to be very, very similar to that. In that we're actually going to have tracks shared by the same routes. I think I've made that make sense in my head. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Anyway, light rail and rail. So this station I'm building here, it seems pretty big for us suburbs. I'm actually going to build like a ferry terminal down here as well. Maybe even a bus hub. Just to like actually justify that. This could even be like the cruise terminal down here, where lots of people will be arriving. I am planning out where an airport might go as well. I haven't come up with a full idea yet for that, but I've got some thoughts. We'll see how they go. But yeah, this is this is where I replaced the track as well, which I thought was cool. There we go. I do have to bring it back up to the right level. I tried to make it step free, but you'll notice that the overhead wires go straight through that overbridge, so I end up not doing that. I end up putting it back down to normal level. It could still be step free, to be fair, but I don't know what floor height the trams I use have, so it could well be correct, it could be incorrect, I don't know. The main thing is, this does work. I've tested it, the trams stop, people get on and off, so it does function as a station, which is brilliant. And yeah, I want to come up with a reason to have this be like it is. But yeah, to get back on what I was saying. So the main light rail route that we have currently that runs past the zoo, that's going to be shared by like 2, 3, maybe 4 different routes. And then the tracks diverge, as you know, in the city centre. They got the triangular junction. I'm also planning on building one similar to that. In fact, somewhere that doesn't exist yet on your screens. So when that gets built, I will tell you more about that. This light rail then, so it starts out here in the suburbs. I do actually, before I even finish building this line properly, I do extend it into the industrial area, which is what I was saying just now about using those streets. So I actually have it connect to the end of those streets, and that's how it runs through that part of the city. Also, this is ugly as sin. These bits here, really not a fan of these, where these tunnel entrances are. So I do fix that. There we go. And on that side too, and I do some shifting around and stuff as well, and it ends up looking quite nice, if I do say so myself. I think, yeah, I'll do some other twiddling bits here as well, and it ends up looking nice. It's a learning process still, building these tracks. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In fact, there we go. That's how I fix it. I am getting better at this. The one thing I'm still not a fan of is Move It's gradient tool. So you'll see I'm using it here. And sometimes it works really well. Sometimes I have to come in with node controller still and actually flatten it down. Or put some nodes, sorry. That's why it's called node controller, Mark. Put some nodes with slopes to actually make it work properly, which is not ideal, personally. Not a huge fan, but it is what it is. So yeah, this was originally determined. Oh god, that bit, can't bear to look at that bit. That was awful. The fact that I actually built that and thought, oh, that's fine, and then yeah, completely butchered it there and had to go and rebuild it. This is the original terminus. It connects up via a road crossing and a pathway and stuff to the actual railway station and the little bus shelter thing, which I don't think I've built at this point, but I do build one. And then yeah, we go and tweak it and change it and make it better. And we extend it down into the industrial area, and it looks really awesome. The railway then, as I said, it currently only goes between this station here and the city, not even the city centre, sorry, Reef Square. It will get extended. So that Bay Bridge thing that I built, was it last week or the week before? Can't remember now. This set of light rail tracks runs next to the rapid bus rapid transit route. So that shares one bridge. The other bridge is going to hopefully be rail. Both rail lines. There's going to be another set of 2 tracks coming in from somewhere else within the city, and then they're going to run side by side, and that's going to form part of the commuter belt into the city centre. And it's important at this stage. I know I mentioned before about not wanting to rush getting rail set up, or just transport in general. But it is starting to become an issue with all the traffic that we're generating. So it is important that I am starting to look at this side of things and solving these traffic problems before they become too difficult to solve. Because I mean, right now it's mostly manageable. I can still see where people are coming from, where they're going to, things like that. But eventually it will become a major issue that will need some kind of resolution to it. I'm talking gibberish here. I think at this point as well, my partner was in the room with me and she had some like cooking show on the TV. So there might be little pauses every now and then where I'm just sort of looking around and going, oh, what is this nonsense on TV right now? It's just random people get cooking shows these days. I never heard of them. Don't want to hear of them. They've all got cookbooks as well, which is just, sure, whatever. It's just one of those things. But yeah, this is the railway. So having this rail route and the light rail basically hugging the hillside here. Obviously the heavy rail here just runs direct between that previous station and Reef Square. The light rail has 2 extra stops along the way. I think that's a good ratio, 2 to 1. If you think about the DLR, it's probably more like 10 to 1. But the DLR, like, there's literally 50 feet between 2 stations on the DLR. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, we make this fairly realistic, I would say. I'm pretty happy with it. And I do kind of like the way it skirts along the hillside here. Ignore those palm trees. I didn't realise when I set the map up that I hadn't chosen a UK climate. I'd chosen a UK-inspired city, but I hadn't chosen a UK climate for this, which is, yeah. And then, yeah, we connect the rail line up here. So the platform that we connect the rail to, that's fine. The light rail, I want to run it into the platform next to this one. And I might still be able to do that using Touch This. I'll have another crack at it. The only reason I stopped this time around was because, obviously, I'm recording a time-lapse. And if I spend 10 minutes trying to work out how to make a station work, and then speed it up times 4, I still spend 2.5 minutes trying to work out how to make a station work, which isn't particularly entertaining viewing. So I do try to cut out little mistakes like that, and then I come back afterwards once the cameras stop rolling and try and make it work properly. I do that in a few places. I did that with next week's episode as well, actually, with traffic flow. End up building a couple of interchanges and tweaking a couple of things just to try and make it work a little bit better. I'm really excited about next week's episode, in case you haven't worked that out yet. I think the stuff I do next week is so freaking cool. I really want to show it off and talk about it. But yeah, I think I'm going to let the music take over at this point, guys. There's not much left to say, really. It is literally just we build a light rail line now and we connect it up. There is a bit of a thing coming up where it's pretty obvious that the light rail is just a route duplication of the bus rapid transit. The solution to that is to make the bus stop more often, which is what I will be doing in future. But I had a few problems with the bus lines. I had to move some stops around and it just messed everything up. So my solution to that was the arena line currently doesn't exist anymore. It's been cut back. There's a new line that runs from the bus station next to that metro plaza that we have in the city centre, which isn't actually the city centre anymore. More on that next week. But it runs from there along the streets to the arena and then back again via the new bus lane streets that we built last week as well. I think that was. I think I did that on camera. If I didn't, I built some bus lanes, which it now uses. But yeah, I will be adding some more stations or stops on the bus rapid transit just to justify having these run next to each other. And then the bus will feed the tram, which will then feed everything else, basically. And I think that will work really, really well. So this was my solution as well to the light rail issue here, not being able to use Touch This properly. I don't like this. I think in terms of looks, it actually works quite well wrapped around. I don't use that street either in the end. I end up changing it. I think it looks quite good in terms of the way it wraps around the car park road there. But it just seems a really out of the way. And I kind of want it to be part of the main complex. So I will be trying to get it into that platform again. And we'll see if it works. We'll see if it works out. But yeah, I'm going to let the music take over now, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. Enjoy the music, obviously. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does help me out. I'd love to see more likes on the videos. It's a bit low right now, so if you are enjoying the video, it only takes 5 seconds to hit the like button. So please do that if you can. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, that really does help me out. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. It's very much appreciated. And yeah, like I said, enjoy the rest of the music. Enjoy the rest of the video. Enjoy the music. Enjoy the time lapse. And until next time, I will see you soon.